Hi, honeys. It's Michelle. So today is March 29th, 2020, and it's Sunday. I've been upset since last night about finding out that my longtime friend has coronavirus. She seems to be doing fine, though. I mean, and said that, she, aside from that one day, she's been feeling okay. So I think she'll be fine. It's just kind of weird because you hear I don't know. It seems like when there's been other outbreaks that have happened in the past, I never knew anybody that had been sick from things. And so to actually know somebody who has it and to have it be somebody that I'm close to also is pretty upsetting. This is somebody that I just saw a couple months ago, and I plan on seeing multiple times again in my life. It's not like a childhood friend that I haven't seen in forever and don't plan on seeing again or anything like that. Like, this is somebody that I consider a good friend, so it's scary. Yeah. I'm from Washington State, and that's where she is, but it's just scary. And then today I went to clean the litter box and realized, well, I used the very last of the litter. I didn't realize we were that low. So we had to go out today to Petco and get more litter. And that was really not a big deal. It was really nice to get out of the apartment. And when we got to Petco, it seemed like there was a pretty decent amount of cars driving around. I'm not going to say it was as many as you would normally see, but it was a decent enough amount. When we went into Petco, I don't think I saw any other. There was one area where I saw some other customers, but we just kind of turned and walked the other way down the aisle. But otherwise, I didn't see any other customers in there. It was very quiet and slow. So that was really nice. But there weren't really any animals to adopt in there either, like usual on a weekend. They had a few guinea pigs and like one or two gerbils, and that was it. Everybody else, I guess what they're doing is maybe keeping a lot of the animals in, like, at people, like, employees' houses or something, some kind of foster care, I would assume. I'm not real sure, but they weren't there. They did have a small amount of birds and then some fish, and that was it. But even the ferrets were gone. The mice and rats were gone. That was kind of weird. So there was no dogs or cats there for up for adoption or anything. Anyway, so we came home, and when we got out of the car and started walking up to our apartment, there was a bunch of our neighbors all standing around talking. That's when we were told that someone who lives in our apartment complex, apparently he was rushed to the emergency room last night in an ambulance, which I thought I had heard sirens, but I didn't realize they came here. Anyway, the apartment complex found out today that he had also tested positive for coronavirus, but he's still at the hospital, which is really scary because I think once it gets to that point, um, I'm not sure how he's going to pull through, and obviously I'm thinking about him and keeping him in my prayers. I don't really know him. I know of him. One thing that's kind of scary to me, we have a lot of kids that play in the neighborhood, and he's a very nice person and he stops and talks to the kids a lot. So I'm kind of worried. What if he got one of them sick? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But people in the apartment are panicking about a neighbor testing positive. It does feel very close to home. I mean, I can see his apartment from my balcony. He's not that far from us, but I'm not really worried about our safety or anything. But it is weird though. It's very weird to have it be somebody right here. So now this is two people I know that have it. One is just somebody I know of and somebody's a close friend, but that's where it gets weird. Is I'm trying to figure out how these numbers can be right. I guess if there's that many people that are getting it, and normally whenever any kind of outbreaks happen, I never know anybody that has things, and to have two people I know of just seems kind of high. So if you live in an area that isn't on lockdown and that hasn't really been affected, consider yourself very fortunate and just try to be really careful, because when it does get to that point where you live is on lockdown and everybody looks scared when you leave the house, and every day you look and more people are getting diagnosed in your area, more people are dying in your area, it does take a toll. I'm not saying this isn't taking a toll on you anyway, just being part of the world and having the whole world be affected by it. If you are in an area that's not being as affected by this, where there's nobody that's tested positive, or maybe nobody that has it, that's very fortunate and very lucky, and so just thank your lucky stars, because it's a good place to be in. So I think a lot of us are feeling very overwhelmed, and we're not sure what to think or how to feel, and I think that's very normal. I mean, none of us have been through anything like this. My grandparents didn't even go through anything like this. I think the last time things got shut down like this was the Spanish flu, which that was like 1918 through 1919. And even my grandparents weren't born until the 1920s. Well, actually, my one grandpa was born in 1917, but he moved to America as a teenager, so he wasn't here for that. It's just that's when it gets kind of weird. You figure it's been 100 years since anything like this has happened, and so of course none of us know how to deal with it or how to feel or what to do. I think it's just super, super, super important to just keep taking care of yourself. I just took an hour and a half long nap. I put on, I really like the Memoirs of a Geisha soundtrack. I put it on my phone on repeat, and I just took a nap, and it was really nice. It was just nice and soothing and relaxing. And then after I'm done talking to you, I think I'm going to go watch Bridget Jones's Diary. I read the book, loved it, and then saw the movie a while later, loved the movie. Actually, I like all three movies, but and then I think later on tonight I will take a nice hot shower and maybe go to bed a little bit early. Just try to take care of yourself and try to be patient with yourself. I think we're all getting really irritated, and so then it's really easy to get irritated with ourselves and with each other. I guess that's the other thing. We have to try to be more patient with those who are around us, which can be really fun. Okay, what day is it today? It is March 30th, 2020. It's Monday. I don't even know what there is to say anymore. Like, it's getting so weird. Brad had got me some dill, what are they? Lay's dill pickle chips. And I thought, oh, I'm going to try them. I love dill pickles. This will be fun. Well, it turns out I really like them. And I was just thinking about how good they tasted, and I didn't realize it. And before I knew it, I ate like over half the pack. So then I had this terrible stomach ache, and I was so nauseous. I had to go lay down for a couple hours, and it kind of like ruined the rest of my night. I think if there's things that anybody has always counted on every day of their life, no matter what it is, if suddenly it's gone, it's shocking. And I just feel like we're having a lot of that happening right now, all at once, and it's shocking and depressing. I started reading again. You'll be proud of me. I read about 50 pages in my book, which is not a lot, but it is considering I haven't read in 3 weeks. Hi. Pets are the best. I don't know. Like, I feel bad for anybody that doesn't have a pet to love. Like, they're just everything in life, especially in moments like this. It's like, I think that's why there's so many pictures of everybody's pets online. They keep us going. They keep some sort of normalcy in our lives. And He likes it when I do that. Huh. Crazy boy. No, don't scratch the carpet. Oh, we have some really good news. Our air conditioner went out today. So we're super excited about that. Luckily, it has cooled off, and so it's not as hot as it was. But when I was in the midst of feeling nauseous earlier, it was 80 degrees in the apartment. So that was not fun. So tomorrow morning, I will call and let maintenance know, and hopefully they will come out. I'm really not excited about having people in the apartment right now, especially people with germs. I mean, I'm sure they have germs. I don't want anybody in here but Brad, and now we have to let strangers in. We don't know if they wash their hands or who they are, right? But gotta have an AC. This whole week, it's like the highs are supposed to be in the upper 70s, low 80s. So I don't think we can really go without an AC for long. There's two singers that have really brought joy into my life today. Andre Bocelli sang Conte Partino. Conte Partino. I don't know how to say it, but he sang that song, and it was beautiful and very moving. And I'll put a link down in the description box if you haven't heard it. If you want to click on it and listen, it's beautiful. And then Dave Grohl, he was on iHeartRadio. I guess there was some other singers there too. I didn't happen to see the whole thing. I just saw what Dave Grohl did, but it was, I think, to raise money for probably supplies, and then also an appreciation for doctors, nurses, and first responders and everything. But Dave Grohl sang My Hero, and I did. I started crying. I've been crying a lot the last 24 hours, feeling very emotional. But Dave Grohl, I mean, he just hits me right here. Dave Grohl, speaking of things that are the norm, right? Dave Grohl has been, I mean, he doesn't know me, but he's been a part of my life since I was 16. When did Nirvana come out, babe? 92? 91. So I was 14 when Nirvana came out, and I fell in love with them. If you ever get a chance, to watch Foo Fighters live, like to go to a concert, you have to. They are so good. I mean, no matter how good you think they are, they're better in person. But, oh, they're just so talented. They're just so good. There's I can't remember the name of it. There was that documentary where they did a song in each city across the country. Did you see that? That was probably 5 years ago now or something. And each episode of this documentary was, I think, an hour long for each city, each song. And it was just so good. And there was all these memories in there too. But just, it was just such a good documentary about music, the music in different cities, and then about the Foo Fighters and their history. And it was amazing. Now I feel like watching it again. I mean, I definitely have 8 hours to spare. I have some other good news. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but I had stopped laughing for a couple days. I lost all ability to laugh. I started watching The Office and did not find it remotely funny. I don't know, but I didn't. And then I had watched that movie, Wine Country. I didn't find that funny, but honestly, I don't think I would anyway. Um, and then I don't know, just anything that came up that had humor in it, I wasn't laughing, and I was noticing, whoa, not even those times when you think in your head, oh, that's so funny, why am I not laughing? Yeah, my brain wasn't even computing that it was funny, which is kind of creepy to me. But um, yesterday, I started watching the Bridget Jones movies, and I started laughing again. And it probably sounds weird, but I felt really overjoyed to finally be laughing again after a couple days of not laughing. Anyway, I'm not trying to be depressing when I talk about not laughing for days or not brushing my hair or overdosing on Lay's potato chips. um, sorry, I'm laughing at myself, but what else can you do? The reason I'm mentioning all these things is I want you to know that if you're going through anything that seems strange to you, you're not alone. These are normal things to go through. It's normal to feel totally off kilter in situations like this. This gives me a whole new respect for people that are ill and maybe can't leave the house for months on end. People that have like a fear of leaving the house and don't leave for months or years on end. I have a whole new understanding and respect for what they go through after this. I mean, I've always thought I was an introvert, and I am. And I always thought, oh, I could stay home for a month straight without leaving and I'd be fine. No, apparently I actually do need to leave. I do need people. I do need friends. I do need my family, or some of them. Right? I mean, we all have family we don't talk to, but I really need to leave the house. Like, nature is so important and precious to me, and I don't think I quite grasped how important it was before, but now I do. Okay, well, I'm back. Brad and I are on a date. We decided to drive around for a little bit. I know. I don't think we can actually get out of the car, but this feels like a really hot date, though, actually leaving the apartment. So we picked up mail at the post office box that I have, and the bikinis are in there. So you guys are going to get to see this collaboration video that I'm doing. So this whole thing was agreed upon a long time ago, a good month ago, and it just arrived today. So I'll be doing that video soon. Hopefully they fit with all the food I've been eating. It's April 2nd, 2020, and it's Thursday. I took a nice hot shower. I used my favorite shampoo and body oil in the shower, so that put me in a really nice mood. And put a little bit of makeup on, blow dried my hair, so I'm just feeling good. I'm dressed in normal clothes. I'm not wearing pajamas today. So that's nice. I've got my coffee here. I've got this Guardians of the Galaxy 2 mug that I'm drinking out of. And I'm drinking some Dunkin' Donuts coffee. So the day before yesterday was the last time I filmed, and I just wanted a day where I wasn't filming at all. So after you last saw me, Brad and we drove down to this park. You know, we were on our little date. We were driving around and we went to the park, and there was it was a park that had a bunch of soccer fields. And when we drove by, we noticed everybody there was, well, aside from the dog park area, people were kind of close there, which was not good. But in the soccer field area, people were really far apart. I'd say the closest I saw anybody to each other was 30 feet apart. I mean, it was good distancing. And the people I did see near each other, I'm assuming like Brad and I are quarantined together and came out together kind of thing. But so it was just nice to get out and walk around and be in the sun and not feel like we were getting exposed to anything. So yeah, that was wonderful. I've decided I'm going to spend a lot more time outside when this is over. And I want to go back regularly while this is going on, but I don't know if it's still going to be open. Since that happened, well, yesterday, our governor announced that now, instead of recommending people stay home, there's like an actual stay at home thing in place. I don't know what that's called, order. And now they're sending the National Guard here. So I don't really know what that means. I don't know if that means that the park will stay open or not. I mean, I feel like it should, just because people were staying far apart from each other. and it does give people a chance to get some sunlight and exercise and everything. Gosh, I sound like I'm in prison. Like I need this many hours of sunlight and being outside every day. Does that sound like it? It does. It sounds like, okay, we're going to let the prisoners out of out into the courtyard for an hour a day, and let them run around and get a little exercise. That's what it sounds like. Um, okay, so I'm sure I am not alone on this, but well, no. So you're sitting next to a window. So if you hear birds chirping or outside noises, that's why. I just thought it would be really nice to sit by the window, feel the breeze. It's like coming in right now. It feels so good. And let me turn you a little bit so you can see. We've got Marty here sunning himself. Should we stay with this view? Probably. Let me just scoot over here a little bit. I don't want to impede on your morning though. Are you okay with me here? Okay. I'll leave you alone though. Go back to your sunbathing. I'm seeing a lot of people are having a hard time getting whatever assistance they wanted to get. Like for me, I'm planning on doing the small business loan, the SBA. And they say that you have to go through your bank to get it. When I contact the bank, they say you have to go into the branch to apply. I'm not sure how that's possible. And like a week or two ago, they sent something out saying all of the branches, like the lobbies are going to be closed. You can only go through the drive-through and use the ATM. So am I supposed to go in there to apply? If you guys can figure that out, please let me know. So that's very confusing, and I'm hearing from people in Canada that they're having a hard time figuring out how to get their assistance as well. And I think a lot of people are confused about even the $1,200 checks, how they're going to get them. It's just the whole thing is just very confusing. I know a lot of people have been chatting more with their friends and family, and I got a chance to talk to my brother the night before last, and that was really wonderful. I got to talk to him and my sister-in-law for a little bit, and I got to talk to my niece and nephew, and Brad and I really had a good time talking to everybody and just feeling like, we were having some social time, but it was really wonderful. And my brother and I were able to have some really good discussions with each other, which that's what it's all about, right? It's wonderful. I did something kind of weird. When I started watching Ozark season 2, I didn't like it and I gave up at the beginning of episode 2. So I gave it no chance at all and just gave up. And I keep hearing how wonderful season 2 was and how season 3 is amazing. So I decided to give it another chance. But because I haven't seen it in so long, I don't remember a lot of the details. So I started it all the way from season 1, episode 1 last night. I figure I have plenty of time, so why not do that? And it was a nice, relaxing evening last night. We had some leftovers from that pot roast that I made, and I had a bunch of candles burning, which I've been doing pretty much every night lately. It just kind of makes everything feel a little bit more glowy and comforting or something. It just feels nice. I like having the windows open and like right now sitting near the window and just feeling the fresh air. It was great because last night, so we had our AC is not really working very well right now, which is part of why the windows were open. And I pulled this out. Brad went and got it from the car for me. I've had it in the car for a long time. And it was just so nice using it. I just felt so extra. And now I feel like I need these in my life. So if I happen to run across them when everything's over and I see one, different places that I like, I might get more of these because I just love them. Just feels so nice. And then as far as the candles go, I burnt through this Karma vanilla, frankincense and vanilla candle that I had got at the Dollar Tree. I wanted to give you an update on it. I love it. It's got a very light scent, but it's so soothing and comforting, the smell. I just love it. And So I went through it pretty fast. It just over 2 nights. I had it burning 2 nights in a row. And I can't wait to go back to the Dollar Tree and get more of these if they still have them. I miss the Dollar Tree. It's one of the things I miss. I have no idea when I'm going back. I think we're going to, it's been 2 weeks now since we went grocery shopping. So I think we're going to try to brave that out tomorrow. And because they keep talking about how high risk people really need to have something over their face, I'm probably going to at least put a handkerchief over my nose and my mouth when we go out, because I don't have any masks and I don't have any access to any masks. I don't think anybody does. I'm wondering if you guys are doing the same thing. I'm finding things to enjoy about this time. So at night, I've been going through marathons of different shows. Right now it's Ozark. And it's just nice to maybe have a glass of wine or a drink and have some candles lit, have the windows open, and just kind of try to enjoy the evening. In the afternoon, I'm trying to play music and do dishes and stuff, or maybe a little bit of light cleaning. I haven't been like power cleaning like some people I've been seeing, but I'm not the most high energy person when my anemia is acting up. So, and then in the morning, I've been having the windows open again, sitting and like reading a book for a while and drinking coffee, listening to the birds outside. It's been wonderful. All of those different things. I'm not saying that I love being quarantined, but I'm trying to find things to enjoy every day. And so I was curious what you have been doing to enjoy your days. I'm living vicariously through everyone right now. And I cannot stop dreaming about swimming. I'm obsessed now with the thought of swimming in a pool, going to the beach. Like, I want to swim. This is my big thing I cannot stop thinking about. I mean, there's other things I keep thinking about too, like going to Barnes and Noble and walking around and reading and getting books and getting some coffee or something there. Or I think I've mentioned these before. There's a bunch of things I keep thinking about, but the big one is the pool and the beach. And so I cannot wait. We've decided we're going to figure out a way when we can, I guess when this is all over or sometime thereafter, we want to go do something like that. Even if it's just me going with Brad on a business trip and using that time to go to the beach and go to the pool and stuff. We're figuring out how to make it happen. I feel like throughout my life, there's been certain events where everything changed after that event. For me, those events were when the internet came around. It just changed everything. September 11th, and now this. And because of that, I feel like, not that things won't be good again or anything like that, but I don't think things will ever be the same again. I think things will be different. And I guess we'll just have to see what that means and define what it is for us. Just certain things I just don't see being a thing anymore. Like Brad and I were talking about, do you think buffets will still be a thing? And it's like, no. Or Chuck E. Cheese, where like you've got like all these kids just on top of each other in like a small area like that. Like, I don't know. Or arcades, are they still going to be a thing? Like, I think we're all so much more worried about germs now. Unless it's just going to be one of those things where you walk in and you're handed like a packet of hand wipes and everybody's just wiping everything down all the time. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I do believe that things will be different. I guess that's one thing you can always count on in life, is that things are going to change. My grandpa used to say, there's two things you can always count on: death and taxes. And he's right. And you could always count on everything changing too. Nothing. Hi, Zelda Sally. Oh, Zelda's up here now. Hi. We're just getting all kinds of cat love today, aren't we? You pretty girl? If you see a bunch of stuff right here, this is catnip. So they end up with catnip all over themselves when they get up here, but they like it. They like having catnip on their little sunbathing area. Another thing I keep thinking about is fashion. Clothes I want to get, outfits I want to wear, where I want to wear them to. So yeah, if you would like to, please let me know of things that you're excited to do when this is over, or please let me know what you're doing to stay somewhat sane. What are you enjoying during this time? I keep thinking about the grocery store too. It's like, under normal circumstances, I would put a grocery list together and I would get those ingredients and make those meals, but I don't know if I can do that right now. Like, even the meal that I'm making tonight, it would normally have ground beef in it. It's like one of those shepherd pie things. I had to get ground turkey because there was no ground beef at the store that day. And so it's just things like that. I'm thinking, okay, so when I go to the grocery store tomorrow, how do you do that? I mean, I guess I could just have like a little wish list put together and hope that those things are at the store, but I don't know if they will be. I'm also putting my wish I'm also putting my wish list together. I had mentioned in another video that I was thinking about doing one of those wish list videos of just things I want, not even things that I'll necessarily be able to afford or be buying, but just a wish list, putting together and dreaming about. And so I had talked about maybe doing a fashion one, and I am putting that together, and I will be doing that video. And so that's exciting. I've had enough people mention that they would like to see it that I will definitely be doing that. Look at this. We got Marty in the window and we got Zelda in the window at the same time. Look at you guys. You look like twins. Yeah, they don't really care though. Let's see. I also wanted to tell you, if you made it this far, I really appreciate all of the comments on these video diary videos. Yeah, these journal videos, whatever. I don't even know what to call these, but I really appreciate all the comments that I'm getting and all the feedback. And it seems like some of you are really enjoying these. I mean, I'm trying to still do some of the videos that I might have done in the past, but it's getting obviously increasingly harder to do fashion videos right now. So it's nice to know that there are people who are watching these, and there's people watching the Emma book that I'm reading out loud, which I'm working on another video for that. It takes a while to get the whole thing put together. Anyway, I hope that you all are doing really well, and I hope everybody's okay. If anybody needs to vent or, I don't know, just talk about what's going on in your life, you're welcome. Down in the description box, I've got my email address. You can send me an email if you want to talk to me privately or whatever. I just, I'm worried about everybody. So I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you're staying safe and staying home. And I hope everything's going as well as can be expected. So have a great rest of your day. I love you. Bye.